Today, a whole handful of food trends we're going to get our normal home cooks to try and decipher. We have cloche A and cloche B. Cloche A is a clue, cloche B is it.
Whose handful? Because you've got small hands.
Tiny hands, tiny hands. Ready?
Yeah, let's play a game. Go for it. Oh, okay.
An espresso cup filled with coffee beans and...
Nitro oxide? This is laughing gas.
It's not, but it looks very similar.
Oh, okay.
So, coffee beans gas.
Any idea what we might be discussing, the product or the theme under cloche B?
Flavoured gas.
Coffee flavoured gas?
Yeah.
Lift cloche B.
Oh.
What have we got?
Fizzy coffee?
Fizzy coffee.
So you've added gas to coffee to make it fizzy?
I haven't, but sparkling coffee is the discussion.
Cheers.
Ooh. It smells like lemonade. No, it smells like ginger ale. Yeah, it's a ginger ale.
It's subtle on the coffee.
Yeah, very subtle on the coffee.
You're half right with ginger ale. It's lemongrass and ginger.
Lemongrass. Oh, yeah,
Right.
Coffee is still on the up in terms of consumption globally, but we are constantly looking for new ways to enjoy the drink. And sparkling iced coffee is a trend we're seeing popping up. It already exists elsewhere in the world.
Italy?
Possibly. This has been inspired from one place in the world that has already done it for a while, and it's one of the top coffee producing countries.
Brazil.
Is the top coffee producing country. What's the second?
Kenya.
Colombia.
Not in the top 5, but number 2 we were looking for is Vietnam.
Vietnamese coffee.
Yeah.
The
okay,
second
yeah.
largest exporter of coffee,
Wow.
and the influence behind this.
It's still, not strong on the coffee bit, though.
No, definitely on the ginger and a little bit of lemongrass.
But the Vietnamese coffees I've had are very strong coffees.
Yeah.
And also very sweet.
Very sweet.
Yeah.
So this was inspired from some of the street food coffee, which is sparkling and often drunk through a lemongrass straw.
Ooh.
Is it good?
Absolutely delicious.
Really like that.
Ooh.
This is the brand we're looking at. Good coffee. 3 different flavours. We've given you the lemongrass and ginger, but they also have one inspired from Barbados with orange and grapefruit, and one's inspired from India with chai and vanilla.
I love chai.
Do you? You've not mentioned that.
I mean, excellent drunk straight from the can or over ice.
Oh,
The rise of ready-to-drink iced coffees in the last few years has been massive. And I don't know whether it's because that goes hand in hand with it's getting a lot hotter in a lot of places and people want cold drinks and want a coffee hit.
They're not sweet at all. But it's almost, they're naturally sweet rather than being forced.
Yeah, they have some raw cane sugar in
Yeah.
them, I think, and various other natural sugars, but no artificial sweeteners, and they're not particularly sweet. So it's 40 milligrams of caffeine, which is equivalent to about 1 espresso shot in a can. An espresso shot can vary between about 40 and 75, depending on how it's roasted, the type of bean, and how long it's extruded for. Chris, the founder's got a fun story, and I think this has come very naturally out of his need for a solution. So he's worked in TV and film and theatre for 20 years. In fact, he worked backstage at The Lion King, West End production, for many, many years. And he said he used to see late in the day, early evening, either ahead of a production or between matinee and evening, you just look around and everyone was just swigging soda and sugar and desperately trying to get through the day. And he decided when he actually went to Vietnam and had one of these drinks that it was what was missing from the UK was a light caffeine drink that gives you the pick-me-up to get you through, but doesn't give you these high sugar spikes and caffeine kick too late in the day. So it's his experience in the West End theatres that just gets crew and cast through another production.
Energy drinks, I just find I really struggle with the concept of them and why and their place in society. This is a natural alternative, which I'm here for.
Yeah, and I think that there has been a trend as well. I've seen a few releasing in the last sort of few months. There's one called Celsius. It's an energy drink dressed up more as a health-based drink, a more natural energy type drink.
QR code on can shows you kind of the story and the source of it all, but ultimately quite delicious, cold, refreshing, sparkling being the new kind of thing, certainly in the UK, available in can form.
What I like about some of these trends is they are not completely brand new innovations. They are finding inspiration from somewhere else in the world and bringing it to the UK as a new product, but it's built in history and it's built in culture already, and I like that. I like discovering new things that aren't actually new, they're just new to me.
Yeah.
£21 for a pack of 6, so not a cheap drink, but actually probably not far off par with sort of £3-4 a can. In their words, no artificial sweeteners, only pure, feel-good ingredients for good coffee.
I think they've underdone their branding. I think it's better than good.
Oh,
You think it's better than good? Right, should we move on to another? Let's see what's next.
Because you're just giving us different drugs. First it was
What is this?
balloons,
Emma's
now it's
pharmacy.
Balloons.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. This is the clue, not the trend.
So vitamin D supplements.
It is vitamin D. What percentage of the UK population do you think is deficient or has insufficient vitamin D? It does change from summer to winter depending on whether the sun's out, but as an average of the population, all demographics across the year.
I'd say like 80%.
Ooh,
I'll go really high
I thought
in
50.
terms of just down to how hard our winters are sometimes.
Jamie was closest with 55.4. So over half the UK population has suboptimal vitamin D in their diet because we don't eat enough oily fish, walnuts, leafy greens, and the things that naturally provide vitamin D and/or exposure to the sun, especially in the UK in winter. Lift Crush B.
Okay,
Big old chunk of vitamin D coming your way.
it's Sunny D. Oh, okay. What are you?
Any guesses?
Well,
Please. I don't know.
oh, okay.
Oh,
It's a stock. It's like a stock cube.
bouillon.
Is it garlicky? It's a bit garlicky.
Yeah, a bit garlicky.
It's obviously very herby because it's got green bits in it. But it feels like it could be turned into a sauce or a gravy.
Not a bad shout at all. This is Celtic salt, but wild garlic flavoured.
Ooh,
Garlic Celtic salt. Okay.
So I don't know if you've heard about Celtic salt. It's a very traditional type of salt that is harvested from northern France and parts of Portugal. It is sort of filtered through many, many ponds very naturally, but it has dozens and dozens of trace elements. So it's considered to be better in terms of having all those trace elements the way it's harvested. It kind of blew up on TikTok not too long ago, to the point where places like Holland & Barrett and Whole Foods in the UK completely sold out of it. People were stockpiling it because they were obsessed with this healthier, inverted commas, salt. The problem with it is those micro trace nutrients, you'd have to have so much salt in your diet to make any actual impact, it was a bit irrelevant. So whilst the traditional method of harvesting salt, and yes, more trace minerals, irrelevant in the amount you actually consume without having far too much sodium in your diet.
Yeah, so the downsides of having that much salt are going to outweigh any of the positives. Okay.
Yeah.
However, the founder of this company jumped on the popularity of Celtic salt and decided they would fortify it with vitamin D because that is a massive problem in terms of deficiency in the UK. But this isn't just a food supplement, it has to appeal to foodies and chefs, so they've got a range of flavours that are really interesting. Porcini and wild garlic examples.
Gotcha. Ooh.
So they've fortified it with vitamin D and then also infused it with flavours.
Yep.
Okay, fine.
As a result, a single pinch on your meal, whether that's over eggs in the morning, seasoning veg at the end of the day, a single pinch will give you your daily requirement.
Yes.
In order to get people to shift up their salt game, let's be honest, salt and pepper is just everywhere in the UK. It's on every table in every kitchen, but it tends to be pretty basic table salt, sometimes iodized, and black pepper in a meal. But to get people to change away from what they normally use, it's got to be delicious and it's got to be foodie.
There is a fear around people having too much salt.
Yep.
But the problem isn't coming from in the home. It's coming from buying things from from supermarkets like ready meals and from restaurants with
Hidden
hidden
salt.
salt.
Not the pinch you add at the table.
No, at home, like I remember there's a period of time where we were scared of salting everything because like it's bad for you. But actually, what you're putting at home is really important. You need salt in your diet. So I think this is a good way of getting more salt in your diet here at home, but also with added benefits.
Pretentious.
Wrong video, but
I know what you mean.
a valid point.
I know what you mean.
And probably not tackling the national population. Given the kind of stores and shops this is being sold in, it is the people who are more conscious and probably willing to go out their way to change and shift their diets.
Yeah.
I'm struggling with this one. It's a really good idea, and it's not a bad one at all. We really like it. But whether or not it's worthy of being a trend or not, I don't know.
Fortifying unrelated foods
Yeah.
with vitamins and that kind of thing that's a strange road. I don't know where it goes.
It's one that has already happened. So all wheat in the UK by law now has to be fortified, or all flour rather from wheat has to be by law fortified because again there were deficiencies. So fix it in flour and salt, and maybe with scratch cooking you can fix that problem, or support the pharmaceutical industry and pop a pill.
He's trying to get you.
I'm just here to play devil's advocate and comment down below which side of the fence are you on. Either way, Public Health England have got quite a challenge on their hands, full stop. We have all sorts of food-related issues in the UK, as there are globally. It's not an easy fix. It'll never be an overnight fix. This, we thought, could be a stepping stone approach. Right, on to the next. Lift away. Cloche.
Ooh, oats, orange peel, ketchup.
Is that ketchup? I thought it was jam.
They're just examples.
Okay, so food waste.
Food waste?
Yes, food waste, but since we've already solved household food waste, because if you're using Sidekick as a monthly subscription, you save yourself loads and loads of money over time and no food waste. We're talking about industry food waste. So gov.uk say that 15% of our food waste is at the farm gate, stuff that never actually leaves the farm. 13% in manufacturing, 10% in hospitality, and only 2% in retail. So it's the 13% we're looking at. Industry waste, which means the other 60% is actually in homes. So that's still the biggest chunk, but there's lots of places we can solve. Let's look at B.
Oh, okay. Pretty much.
I'm not going to ask you to taste this one, but
Why?
instead apply it. Yep, application. We're talking skin moisturisers.
Right up your street. So what do you use?
Roast beef tallow.
There you go.
Which comes from the food industry, a byproduct of. That's not the one we're looking at specifically. This one uses, to clarify, the Indian olive oil industry. They use the pomace of olives. They use tomato skins from the ketchup industry. They use Italian oat waste from food and breakfast industry. And then they also use the water that's extracted from mandarin juice pressing when they turn it into concentrate. So they pick, press and squeeze the mandarins, and then they remove a lot of the water, so you get the concentrate, and the water they reuse because it's still full of all the antioxidants. So that you literally just apply, particularly under the eyes or hands.
Doesn't feel like a moisturiser, Ben. It feels like yesterday's porridge.
Look, we are talking food waste.
Now, Jamie,
Yep.
you know what I'm really worried about? This is one of Emma's final fakes. And this is another thing. And he's just blended up some oats.
This is all your fault.
So this brand also, as you'd expect, if we're looking at responsible, sustainable options, uses recyclable and conscious packaging. And for every product purchase, a percentage goes to help food waste in the community. What do you think of it?
So we already use tallow as our daily moisturiser.
It's why I lick you a lot.
Right. It's not beefy at all. I'd love to talk about that more at some stage and bring the stuff in because it is interesting. Recommended it once because our little boy had really bad eczema around his eyes. Used it and it cleared it straight up. It was the only thing that worked. And we use it now since, and it's brilliant for all of our skins. It really helped us. Today I'm using a tinted moisturiser made out of avocado.
And tallow is a byproduct of the food industry, as are oats, tomato skins, mandarin water, and olive pomace.
None of them are lumpy.
No. Are you saying it doesn't feel that good?
It's it feels like I'm putting on a face mask that needs washing off rather than a moisturiser.
Back to the drawing board. That's why we should leave it to the professionals. That was my own mix and basically just porridge. This is the one I wanted you to try. However, my skin feels, so this is a product that I saw at Bread and Jam Festival a while ago. I was there on the chef's table, like working with a number of food startups. This wasn't one that I worked with, but I saw it and I was fascinated by it. So I thought, let's talk about it. Jamie, how does that feel?
Much better than that one. Smells lovely.
Okay, yeah, this is much better. I really like it. Oh, it's very orangey.
Very orangey.
So lovely.
So it's made in the UK,
Brighton, specifically, a company that's relatively new.
but they're bringing food waste from across Europe.
It's a great question, and it's actually something I hadn't thought about necessarily, or I don't know their practices. But when it comes to their packaging, all of their packaging is conscious, responsible packaging, with the exception of the plastic lid, which is recycled plastic. And they did the maths and realised they couldn't source a more responsible option nearby, and the cost of shipping in a more responsible option offset being more responsible. So they actually went with recyclable plastic and ask you very deliberately to recycle the lid. They have done all that thinking on the packaging.
Yeah.
I can only imagine they have on the ingredients, but I don't know.
No,
it's a good question.
Yeah, but it is one of those things of, is it making things better as in the whole, rather than solving a problem over here, and we see so many things that then create more problems over here, but only point you in that direction. If it's for the greater good, yeah, I'm up for that.
On the back, rescued food, natural ingredients, recycled water. What's that?
So that's the mandarin pressing. So the water
Gotcha.
they use to do all of this chemistry and end up
Right.
with something that's so smooth and
Not
good.
toilet water.
It's not rescued from the toilet, it's rescued from the mandarin pressing industry.
Gotcha.
So there's lots of thinking into using all of these waste products. It's not just like I did and pop it in a blender and get you to smear it on your face. For example, the olives, so the pomace that's left after the pressing of olive oil, they take that and then using high-tech green chemistry, they obtain a nourishing liquid that's similar to the texture of a skin, and that's used rather than sending it to landfill. In the case of Italian oat waste, they ferment what's left to increase the antioxidant and amino acid content to reduce inflammation and balance of the skin's microbiota. So lots of things they're doing to this waste to make sure that they're not just fit for your skin, but better for your skin. And as a result, you get vitamin C, vitamin E, and all the good things as a moisturiser.
Aren't people clever?
Really, really clever.
Winning lots of awards recently. Price-wise, as you're probably best to identify the kind of price of a moisturiser pot like that, because I thought it was expensive, but I don't know what industry standard is.
I know, 12 quid for that.
36, so it's £36, so it is not a cheap product, but it isn't adding more concern to our carbon emissions of food waste.
When it comes to moisturisers, there's always a leap. You go to your local supermarket and you look at everything for around about 10 quid. You're like, yeah, about right. But then you look at the ingredients, just like with food, and you go, I don't understand any of what's in this. Then there's the next bracket, which goes to 20, 30 pounds, which are all natural. And that's a hell of a leap and a jump. Just like chocolate, it's the same.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And you've got to make that leap. I think that's a leap worth making for these.
Sorry for the delay, boys. I've got one more for you.
Oh,
There was a slight delay with the shipping, but it's arrived now. You're going to love it.
I'm glad I wore the same clothes.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Final food trend, lift cloche.
For you.
A artificial olive branch.
Well, remove the artificial bit, but sure. It's a prop. That's a clue.
Oh, it's a prop.
Right.
Okay, right.
Okay.
What do we think we're talking about?
You've done something wrong, and this is
Yeah,
what you're
you're
offering to us.
Why is that? What does an olive branch symbolise?
Peace offering.
Yeah.
You're offering us your peace.
You're right, Jay. There is a lot of conflict and unrest in the world at the moment, and perhaps we need more olive branches. Lift cloche B.
Olive oil.
Olive oil. Just
Okay. I can confirm that is olive oil.
It's really nice, Evers, but there's some quite big problems in the world, and I'm not sure how this is going to solve them.
This is the product. It's Co-Live Olive Oil, a business that has begun by joining small olive farmers from both sides of the buffer zone of Cyprus. So for 50 odd years, there has been this divide on the island of Cyprus between Turkish and Greek Cypriots, and the divide is literally a 180-kilometre wall fence that divides these two sides. However, there are olive farmers who have been caught up in the midst of that, and it's not their fault. So this takes some olives from the Turkish side and some olives from the Greek side and says, let's all co-live as farmers and produce oil.
It's like the original concept of breaking bread with people that you might not get on with.
Extending an olive branch.
Yeah.
And
Brilliant.
a product that can celebrate that, and the profits and the funds go back into education on the island and lots of practices that try and bring peace
Good.
to the island.
I love how forward-thinking they are. I also love how forward-thinking the branding and packaging is as well, like aluminium.
Take the top off. So we know that olive oil will deteriorate with glass. Oh, that's not a good look, is it?
I forgot I'm 38
Didn't
for a second.
Doesn't matter whether you're Turkish.
38 inches. Oh! Pop,
It's happy to see me.
pop and pour.
Oh, okay.
So it is a new, innovative bottle design. The aluminium is lightweight rather than transporting around in glass bottles. It doesn't allow light in, which obviously deteriorates oil. Often you'll see them in canisters, but they're quite difficult to pour from. So this has got a really nice, easy pour cap in an aluminium container. So I agree. I think the packaging is quite innovative as well, but I think the concept behind a space that is collaborative is very positive. So we have some delicious halloumi from Cyprus on some crispy bread with some beautiful herbs and pomegranate, and a little drizzle from your bottle will finish the dish. Dig in.
When you're sorted, we've always said sorted is about joy and togetherness.
Yeah.
And it's food that helps to bring people together.
Yeah. This is not about cooking it, it's about, and this is right at the source.
Yeah, exactly.
Crafted by an olive oil sommelier as you blend together various olives from both sides of that buffer zone. And they're fighting for an environment for reconciliation and cooperation.
I will openly say I know nothing about why there is a divide in Cyprus. I don't know anything about the history about it, but I can only imagine that the olives that grow on one side of the divide are no different to the olives that grow on the other side of the divide.
And 50 plus years on, there are generations who are now operating this space for whom it is still a very, very current situation, despite all the efforts and work that are going into recognising both sides of the line.
The world does feel a little bit split at the moment, but one thing that we all have in common is food, and that farmers don't get it easy, and they should come together.
This brand and this product is already available in the US, actually, but also looking at other distribution around the UK and across Europe. But it is very much driven by two things, taste and peace. And I think it's the collaboration of those two things that mean, yes, it's got to be great tasting olive oil, but the fact of the matter is, it's crafted by a sommelier, it's really peppery and herbaceous, it's lovely, but it is also doing good things on the ground.
I'm with Jay. I know nothing about the politics of Cyprus, so I wouldn't be looking out for this in the stores. How do you know that this is doing good, apart from the co-bit in the branding?
The same way that I think Made with Sorted collaboration beer does, right? You have to tell stories in interesting ways on products. QR codes are a great place, and I would say if you see QR codes on products and you care about where your food comes from, give it a scan and see where it takes you, because you can all learn about where your food comes from. We did that with small beer, but this will do exactly the same and give you a bit more of a snapshot. The company is also currently working with farmers in places like Ukraine, also in conflict zones where they are still growing all sorts of things, in that case probably rapeseed oil and sunflower oil, and creating oils, but they have really challenging circumstances because of war, and invariably it is not the farmer's fault that the nation is in conflict. So how do you help the humans on the ground that are still just trying to get through? And this is one project that does that.
It feels to me like a really worthwhile cause because, like you say, 9 times out of 10, it's not the people on the ground whose fault it is, but they're the ones who suffer. So if there are ways to help bring people together through something that everybody can appreciate and love food, then I'm all for that.
Not technically available in the UK yet. I was very lucky to meet the founder at an event and he kindly shipped that from Cyprus. But it is available in the US. It's about $18 to $24 for a bottle that size. Well, there are 4 food trends and conversations about where our food comes from and where it's going. Comment down below which was your favourite, and are there other things out there in the market in the country that you're from that we should know about?
Great video, Evans.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, perfect. I've forgotten the other 3.